Hey everybody, this is TJR and I'm hanging out with my little friend. Where's Mama? Oh, yeah, Superfan, she's hanging out with her homies. Yeah, no, she'll be fine. She's a big girl. She knows to come home when the lights go on. Anyhow though, yeah, Superfan's out doing Superfan things, so it's just the two of us here today. And we're gonna unbox this. This is April's selection of the month from Vinyl Me Please. And so let's give this one a quick opening. I already know what this is, of course, but we're gonna open it here and take a look, and then I'm gonna go listen to it and give a quick review. Here we go. Yeah, I love how they package these here. And here it is. Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble. Couldn't stand the weather. And let's take it out of its protective sleeve here. Real quick, I will read from the Obi strip. AAA, that means all analog. Lacquers cut from tapes by Ryan Smith, Sterling Sound. Pressed on exclusive 180 gram red and black split vinyl. Listening notes booklet by Stephen Thomas, and hopefully I won't butcher this last name, Earlwine. I hope I said that right. Couldn't Stand the Weather, the second album from Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble. Spread the Fire, Texas Flood Ignited. Sparking a reinvigoration of the blues that lasted long after the guitarist's tragic death in 1990. Although 1984's Couldn't Stand the Weather was only the second record Vaughan issued in his lifetime, it effectively arrived in the middle of his story long after he sharpened his guitar skills in the dive bars and juke joints of Texas, but several years before he sobered up. And let's go ahead and give this a look here. Yeah, I know this album, of course, already. I already have it on CD. I've never had it on vinyl. It's a great, great, great sounding album. There we go. Not just great sounding, just great songs too as well. And there we go. There's the protective sleeve, resealable sleeve here. I'll let you watch this little guy. You can take care of that for us. There we go. Yeah. You just sit there. And yeah, I'll show it to you. There you go. Look. And there's the back cover. Front cover. And let's take a look inside here now. Here's the record, but before we look at that, let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, here is the book. Exclusive liner notes. Yeah, nice cover. Take a look at the inside here. There we go. I always enjoy reading these when I listen to the record. There we go. Sometimes I get new insights into the album that I didn't know previously. And let's see. Okay, nothing else in there. I kind of noticed this, it's hard to say, kind of hard to describe it here, but just the kind of metallic finish it has here on the lettering. Not sure if the original album looked that way or not. I've only ever had this on CD, and it didn't have this kind of metallic finish here to it. A CD anyways. Let's take a look at the record here. In a black polyline sleeve. This is colored vinyl. There we go. Very nice. Look at that. Very deep red. Very deep black. Yeah. Here we go. Let me just put that back in here real quick. Awesome. Yeah. We'll give this a quick listen. Oh, we should just leave it out. After all, we're going to listen to it in just a few moments here. We're going to stop the camera and then come back. Just looking at the back cover here for a moment. Yeah, I'll never forget hearing the opener Scuttle Button. I remember reading an interview with Kirk Emmett of Metallica and how he talked about how it was one of the hardest things he said he tried to learn how to play, outside of his genre, outside of what his own writing, that he just said that was very, very hard to play. And I've actually sat down ages ago. I used to cover Pride and Joy at my acoustic gigs, but I also just privately on my own sat down with that riff to Scuttlebutt, that opening, that whole opening riff that he does, and I got it to where I thought I could play it reasonably well. Of course, then when he goes off into the jam solo sections, I would just do whatever jamming I felt like doing, but wanted to get that whole lick down as close as I could, and it's not easy. It's amazing just how much, in such a short time, he completely reinvigorated the genre of blues. Completely reinvigorated it, and to a large extent reinvented it too. Okay, so gonna listen to this now, see how it sounds. I might just compare it to my CD as well, just to do a little A to B comparison, and I'll come back with a review. Okay, I am back. It's been a few days. I've been living with this. I've been listening to it. And of course, this album has already stood the test of time. We all know it's a great album. So I'm not going to really be talking about it in that respect. I'm just going to be talking about how this sounded, of course. And I want to talk a little bit about the book too. So yes, it sounded great. I've never owned this on vinyl before. This is the version I've owned of this album here, which is a re-release version that has 5 bonus tracks. So I compared these two against each other, back and forth, A, B, and I would say it's a very close race between these two. There was noticeably just a little bit more soundstage space between the instruments on the LP, a little bit richer, but it was a tight race. It's very close. If you have this, you've got a great version. Nothing wrong with it at all. Just a slightly improved experience on this here. But anyways, though, yeah, so those are my thoughts on just, listening and comparing. It occurs to me, one thing that Vinyl Me Please could do to improve their service, and they've always improving their service, is they could include a download card for an exclusive download of the album, one-time download, where they digitize it right off of this exclusive mastering, right off the LP, which I do with all my records, but not everybody does, not everybody can, and that would be a nice thing to offer, like a FLAC file, download a high-res download directly off the LP mastering. I think that would be a cool thing. I want to talk about the book. The book was really good. Of course, again, great cover art here. And I just want to read a little section here that I was particularly impressed with. And as I thought about it, I thought, yeah, that's true. The 1980s and 90s were littered with musicians who tried to tap into the widescreen blues rock of Couldn't Stand the Weather, attempting to recreate Vaughan's vivid sound and outsized presence. Throughout these 2 decades, any shredder who wasn't enthralled with the gymnastics of Eddie Van Halen dedicated themselves to the mystical pursuit of tone and feel that Vaughan so effortlessly evoked on Couldn't Stand the Weather. And I remember that, because I remember being around at that time, and I just remember guitarists trying to do that and acting that way. It's not a coincidence that both Vaughan and Van Halen dominated guitar discourse during the last years of the 20th century. They both thoroughly absorbed their influences and then built their chops through steady gigging in the 1970s, eventually emerging as overnight phenomena with their debuts. Where Van Halen sounded as if he came from another planet, it was always possible to hear Albert King and Hendrix licks within Vaughan's music, which highlights the great SRV paradox. How can a guitarist who mimics other players so fluidly still sound utterly distinctive and instantly recognizable? I really like that. That is just so true. So yeah, I love it when someone can put a spin on something and make me see it from a different perspective or a new perspective, and that certainly did. So great exclusive liner notes. And so this was April's selection. And let me know if you've heard this. Let me know what you think. I'm looking forward to what we get next month. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to hit like, hit subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon so you never miss a video. A big thank you and shout out to my Patreon supporters. Patreon supporters do receive exclusive weekly videos that are not available on this channel. Mostly, though, I just want to thank you for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you all stay safe and healthy. We'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.